Although it has yet to debut, the first season of Yellowstone 1932 is a spin-off fans can't seem to get enough of, and with an incredible selection of cast members coupled with what is expected to be some high-caliber writing, this is really no surprise. But what do we actually know about the cast members of the anticipated series? And how well do they manage their personal lives? For all this and more, stay tuned. First of all, let's talk about Taylor Sheridan. As we're pretty sure the American screenwriter is going to be appearing as a guest star somewhere down the line in 1932, although the cast list for the series has yet to be revealed, it's important to note that Sheridan appeared in both Yellowstone and 1883, first as a horse trader by the name of Travis Wheatley, and then as a cattle rancher called Charles Goodnight. While we don't expect him to have a large role, it wouldn't feel right for the man to not appear, as his casting over the years has become a staple for the Yellowstone franchise. For those of you who don't know, Taylor Sheridan is currently 51 years old and was born in Cranfills Gap, Texas on the 21st of May 1970. Hard work and determination has resulted in a rather lucrative Hollywood career, with Sheridan being best known for his role in Sons of Anarchy as David Hale, but young sleuths might also recognize him from his portrayal as Danny Boyd on Veronica Mars. The man doesn't just have a great acting chops though. According to his IMDb page, he holds the titles of director and screenwriter as well, showing just how much of an impact he's made on the filming industry. But despite being one of the busiest men in Hollywood, Taylor Sheridan was able to secure himself a beautiful wife by the name of Nicole Muirbrook, who he married back in 2013, and according to self-reports, they're incredibly happy together. Another actor that Sheridan loves to place in his materials is James Jordan. As such, we wouldn't be surprised if he made a name for himself in 1932. For those of you who need a reminder, he first appeared in Yellowstone as livestock agent Steve Hendon, and in 1883, he was introduced to the audience as Cookie. But that's not where his collaboration with Taylor Sheridan ends. The man also made a name for himself in Mayor of Kingstown, where he brought the character of prison guard Ed Simmons to life with an incredible amount of skill. The American actor was born in Houston, Texas on the 14th of March 1979, which makes him 42 years old at the moment. But since his birthday is coming up, expect that age to increase by 1. And who knows, maybe the trailer for 1932 ends up releasing as an early birthday gift sometime soon. We doubt it, but you never know. Although James Jordan hasn't worked on many Hollywood projects over the years, he has a tendency to latch onto stories revolving around the Wild West. A great example is Seraphim Falls, but you may also recognize him from his small role in Message from the King. He hasn't just been lucky to find work in Hollywood though. According to reports, he's also quite lucky in love. The man married professional dancer Ola Jordan back in 2003 after all, and the couple have been living together as a family since then. And then we have Audie Rick, who will no doubt feature in 1932. You may not know his name, but you'll most certainly recognize the little guy as the child actor brought on to portray the likes of John Dutton Sr. in 1883. Since 1932 is set a full 49 years after the events of its sister series, it goes without saying that Audie Rick may be a bit too young to play Dutton once more, but we have to remember that Sheridan loves making use of flashback cinematography, which is what makes us believe that the young actor may appear sometime in the future of the show. Audie was born in the city of Manhattan Beach, California on the 21st of December 2015. That makes him just 6 years old at the moment, which is crazy considering just how many acting gigs he's been able to secure for himself. When he was younger, he joined a modeling agency by the name of Paloma Model and Talent, which eventually resulted in him being cast in a number of popular franchises outside of Yellowstone universe. You might also recognize him from his time on the set of Kenobi, a Star Wars story. But it doesn't take a genius to figure out that Audie is a little too young to be in a serious relationship at the moment. In fact, we doubt he's even given the concept a second thought. We do know that he likes to keep his life private and personal though, proven by the fact that we know very little about his family. Speaking of flashbacks, we also feel like Faith Hill could be returning in the future. She has appeared in 1883 and season 4 of Yellowstone after all, so there's no doubt that Taylor Sheridan has grown accustomed to using the American singer in his Western titles. For those of you who don't know, her true name is Audrey Faith McGraw, but she decided to go by the name Faith Hill once she decided to make a name for herself in the singing industry. She quickly became a legend with fans paying everything they could to get to go hear her southern twang in person, but later on in life, Hill found that she could make a pretty solid living while acting on the silver screen. Not only did she steal our hearts in 1883 as Margaret Dutton, she also went on to bring memorable characters to life in popular titles titles like The Stepford Wives and One Last Score. Despite looking not a day over 30, the beautiful actress is actually 54 years old at the moment, having been born in Ridgeland, Mississippi on the 21st of September 1967. Just how she was able to hold on to her immaculate features over the years, we have absolutely no idea. But it's a good thing that she did, as we always expected Margaret to be a stunner. She was previously married to Daniel Hill from 1988 to 1994, which is when the couple decided to divorce, and later ended up marrying Tim McGraw in 1996. Suffice to say, the two songbirds are still together and happier than ever. And on the topic of Tim McGraw, he might be reprising his role in 1883. You can't have Margaret Dutton appearing without her loving husband in 1932 flashback scenarios after all. So, we have no doubt whatsoever that Tim McGraw will be reprising his role as James Dutton when the anticipated spin-off finally takes off. As it turns out, McGraw was a cowboy of note before he even took on this role though. The man was born in Delhi, Louisiana on the 1st of May 1967 and is thus currently 54 years old. Like his wife, he began his life as a country singer and has released a grand total of 16 studio albums over the course of his rather lucrative career. But later on in life, McGraw found himself growing bored of the life he had chosen. He decided to spice things up a bit by appearing alongside some of Hollywood's elites in an effort to get his acting career on track. Something that worked tremendously for the man who found himself cast in fantastic titles like The Blind Side, The Shack, and of course, The Kingdom. He quickly made a name for himself as a serious actor, which eventually secured him the leading role in 1883. As we mentioned earlier, Tim McGraw is currently happily married to Faith Hill and has 3 beautiful children named Gracie, Maggie, and Audrey. When asked what he's most grateful for in life, he mentioned that he couldn't possibly live without his family, and by the look of them together, we can understand why. Last but not least, we have Isabel May, the actress behind the character of Elsa Dutton, who quickly became a fan favorite when 1883 released to much anticipation. The young woman is born in Santa Monica, California on the 21st of November, 2000, making her just 21 years old right now. And it's crazy to think that she doesn't have a cowgirl bone in her body, as she truly does portray the role of Elsa with a certain amount of grit and innocence made popular by westerns. That being said, you may also recognize her from the limited titles she's already made a name for herself in. These include the likes of Young Sheldon and Alexa and Katie, both of which can be categorized as being rather popular in the modern era. As far as her love life goes, Isabel May likes to keep things as private as they could be. In other words, we have no idea whether she's dating anyone at the moment. She was rumored to be dating co-star Barrett Carnahan at one point, but this was actually never confirmed. And there you have it, everything you might have wanted to know about some of your favorite 1932 cast members. What do you think are the chances of these names appearing on the show? And how excited are you for the spin-off? Be sure to let us know in the comments section down below.